So obviously here for the Shootdown, we end up coming out of a woody, good thick hardwood, hilly terrain, beautiful woods to endorse, which obviously poses its challenges in and of itself. So.
Women's Pro, there's our leaderboard. Run it down for us.
Lindsay Christensen at 400, which was going to be all 10s all weekend long. I'm not even going to look at that bonus ring category. Kailey Pettepher coming in at 402 with 712s. Erin McGladdery at 404 and also 712s. Cara Kelly 406 with 5, which means she only had a couple of 8s all weekend. And then Sharon Wallace 414, 12 12s, another really good 40 targets for Sharon Wallace.
All right, Nathan, well, we are going to get right to the action now in Women's Pro. So, our 5th place qualifier with a score of 405 bonus rings from Weston, Idaho, shooting for Hoyt, Lindsay Christensen. And our number 4 qualifier with a score of 402 and 7 bonus rings from Dublin, Georgia, shooting for Matthews, Kailey Pettepher. Our 3rd place qualifier with a score of 404 and 7 bonus rings from Marsden, Saskatchewan, shooting for Elite, Erin McGladdery. Our number 2 qualifier with a score of 406 and 5 bonus rings from Lapeer, Michigan, shooting for Matthews, Cara Kelly. And our number 1 qualifier with a score of 414 and 12 bonus rings from Townville, South Carolina, shooting for Matthews, Sharon Wallace. All right, Nathan, Sharon Wallace, just back-to-back monster tournaments.
Yeah. Sharon has so much game. Not only is she a prolific yardage judger, she shoots a bow as good as about anyone on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
And she's won indoor nationals before, so she proves she can do it on the paper game, which is just about execution and mental preparation and execution. I mean, that's all paper archery is. And then she comes out here and she does this week in, week out, and puts up big scores over and over and over again. Darren Christenberry actually made the comment that she would have been in 2nd in the senior pro division.
Yeah, they shot the same ranges.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, big scores.
Oh, and Lindsay Christensen comes out with a 12 on the Wolverine.
Just swinging.
All right, so we should mention here, Nathan, so this is Women's Pro. This is unknown distance.
Unknown.
So we moved all the targets, so all those numbers we gave before are irrelevant. These are new distances. Sharon Wallace on the HHA Ram shoots a 10, but they're judging. So we haven't talked about that yet to these folks. Explain what that means.
Well, when you don't know how far the target is, you have to determine what that distance is in order to be accurate with the arrow placement. So if you misjudge by a yard, just as a quick understanding of that, it does vary.
Sure.
But a quick understanding of it is if you misjudge the distance by a yard, you're going to be off about an inch from where you should or where you want to hit. So 2 yards, 2 inches, 3 yards, 3 inches. It just keeps adding up. And obviously the further you go, well, that's a good shot right there.
Yeah.
The further you go, the worse that gets, the farther that gets per yard. So they have to be very accurate. They're shooting at a speed of around 280 feet per second. So
they bumped it up this year to 290.
So the ladies are
This was the
290.
first year.
Okay.
Now, but probably a lot of them are not.
Right.
Probably can't get that speed.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So 280, 290 is going to be their speeds, and typically they're shooting around a 300 grain arrow or so. So we can get in the weeds with that all day long, but what it equates to is these ladies have to find what they shoot best. Accuracy is first, and then everything else comes after that. So
they're just looking, and as Cara mentioned earlier in the opener, they were in the woods where you have trees to judge. Now we're in here on a flat,
white
floor.
Perfect shot of that was when the camera view just came in above them, and you see there's absolutely nothing between them and the target. Now, when I'm in these situations, it always thrilled me when I would see like a ficus tree or something out here on the floor that would kind of give you some depth. But they don't have that, so they're just doing their best. So there's Kailey
Pettepher, she was the winner of our first tournament in Foley, and she just got herself a 12.
If she called
on
that
the
upper,
Wolverine,
I think she did, yeah. Ooh, a little high on the ram, looks like, for Lindsay.
That's Lindsay Christensen, the HHA ram down there. There's a look at Lindsay. Weston, Idaho. She hunts all over the world. Does Lindsay Christensen.
Yes, she does. Stayed in the 10.
All right,
so
got it.
It was a little tall, but hey, that's just as good as barely out of the 12. It's still 10 points.
Yeah. Sharon gets the 12. Look at that. So again, like we talked last time, leader, she had a fairly healthy lead. If she keeps adding to it, it's going to be hard to do anything to catch her.
Right, yeah, and they don't know the distance. So hitting 14 rings is really difficult for them because they don't know how far these targets are, and it's such a risk to shoot at 14s when you don't know how far it is.
Yeah, like you said, an inch, at 40 yards. 14, that's going to put you pretty close to out of it.
Well, if you shoot high, you're a 5. Yeah. That's a 9-point swing. That's a lot of points.
That was a 10 for Erin McGladdery.
And coming up here on this Wolverine, that looks good. I think we saw that a second ago. It's Kailey's arrow.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
she smashed it. So she's going to make a little move there. You got to think the real battle here, Nathan, is for second and third. We don't expect Sharon to do anything, just maintain, shoot center 10. But look at those 2 to 5.
Right.
That's a lot tighter.
Yeah, 4 points separating second and fifth place. And like you said, Barn Sharon doing something tragic.
Yeah.
It is a battle for second and third, and that gal right there is going to be a handful out here because she typically lays it on the line, and she'll shoot at 14s. She's not scared to do that.
No. There she is. Marsden, Saskatchewan. Look up the definition of middle of nowhere. And you'll see it.
Just to the right is a 10. Just to the right of the lower 12. Cara is a 3D machine.
Yep. She did not call upper on the bedded buck. Cara.
No, I was going to say, she typically doesn't call uppers. She's usually a lower 12 shooter. You can tell the people that have been doing this a really long time because most of those people shoot lowers all the time. Most of them. Not all, but.
Yeah. That was an 8 for Kailey on the ram. Coming over to Lindsay. She's just hunting 14s now.
I was going to say, that's somebody shooting at the 14. Looks a little high. Going to be 5 points worth there.
Come over to Sharon on the Coyote is the longest target.
She did not call upper.
We should mention that this is a 50-yard max class. A little bit of wiggle room, and she started playing the upper game. I bet she's kicking herself a little bit for not calling upper there.
You know what? She's got a 10-point lead. She probably's not kicking too hard.
Exactly.
She's probably just hunting 10 rings.
She's probably like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
Come around to Cara with a 10.
A bow doodle bedded buck. You know, I love that they brought that target back. You know, we shot that target in competition for years, and it went away, and it was one of my favorite targets.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see it back, even though I'm not really doing much shooting right now. I will be soon. As a 10.
I have to say, Nathan, that I like that one because if I really badly underjudge it, with that thing being bedded, you can get a glance off the ground and put it right in that target.
You know, that sounds like a shot of the week story.
Sorry.
Must have had a train come through.
We're right next to the train tracks, folks. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I believe we're at round 4 now. Sharon maintains that 10-point lead. And remember, folks, after 5, anyone within 10 gets to shoot the 6th and final arrow. If no one is within 10, the leader is our winner. Right now, it would just be Cara.
Sharon does not have her flag up for the upper, so she's shooting at the lower on this bedded buck.
I'm going to guess. There you go.
Yeah. Just straight
just
over
a
it.
10. That's all you need.
That's a difference of about 1.5 yards if she's aiming at the center of the 12.
Right.
Maybe 2 yards. Just depends on the distance.
Erin McGladdery takes a 10 on the HHA Ram. Kailey Pettepher's on the Stan Leopard. And she called upper, and
I think she got it.
I didn't see where that was. Oh, yeah. That's an upper. There you go.
That's a 12.
All right, so there you go. That battle for second. She just gained back 2, depending on what Cara did.
And she has the bonus rings to secure that if they're tied for actual score.
Lindsay Christensen takes a 10 on the long coyote. Here comes our leader, Sharon.
It's a good
Wallace.
shot on that coyote at that distance.
Yes, that's a small target at a long distance. 10 for Sharon.
Good shot. All she needed to do.
Just keep the wheels on the tracks.
Right. And then coming up here for Cara's arrow. You notice she's shooting skinnies, or that's what we would call a small arrow. Small arrow diameter.
Yeah. Yep, she has said she shot those forever, and that's what works for her.
Yep.
Accuracy is what she wants.
Yep.
She'll take that over the chance of catching lines.
Well, another thing that could be an issue there is they're typically, like I said, these ladies are shooting around a 300 grain arrow. That's not real heavy.
Right.
So a little bit of wind blows that.
Oh, yeah.
Blows that arrow around. So the smaller diameter is going to be better in that wind.
Yeah.
So that could be another reason why she chooses those arrows.
All right, so here we go, Nathan. There you go. You see that Sharon Wallace, 10-point lead over Kailey and Cara. Currently, the 3 of them would shoot our final arrow. But this last arrow is going to tell us. Sharon hits a 12 here. She could cause some problems.
Yep. It's a long hole. Ooh, that's in the vicinity of the 12.
A fist bump?
I think she did 12 that.
Did anybody?
So we got.
Someone would need a 12 to stay with her. Otherwise,
I think Cara was maybe holding out to see what happened.
Yeah, what does she need to do here?
Shooting at a 12.
Oh, she's just
left of it.
That may be it, Nathan.
Now, Erin shot at a 14. Looks like. I can't tell if she got it. She is in the vicinity, but.
Okay, 10 for Cara, 456. Next up is Erin.
This is the big arrow.
Yeah. Oh boy, Nathan. That's right there.
Can't tell.
Wow.
So close.
Scott Parrott shuffling the cards. 10.
What?
Ah, she just missed it.
Whoa. I
whoops,
was going to say,
whoops.
that's
Yeah.
not right.
8. Sorry. He tried to give her a couple points there. Hey, scoring changed for the
Shuffled
ASA,
the wrong
baby.
card. So, yeah, PJ, we saw where this other arrow hit for Erin.
12. So, Kailey just saved herself.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
She now made the final arrow. She's going to be 10 points
for
behind
one more.
Sharon.
Yep.
So Lindsay Christensen takes a 5 on the betted buck. Bo Doodle betted buck, and now Sharon Wallace on the Schwacker Wolverine. And we know what this is. That's a 12. So she's going to go to 468. Kailey Pettepher moved to 448. Cara Kelly's going to finish in third.
At 456. So,
10-point lead for Sharon Wallace going into the last arrow.
so regardless what score,
There you go.
regardless what score, Kailey hits. Let's say she
Doesn't
14s
matter.
it.
Let's say she misses.
Well,
Still second place.
That's right.
But let's go with the positive.
yeah, let's say she
Hits the
shoots a 14.
Yes.
All Sharon has to do to win is hit that target.
Hit foam.
Hit the foam target
Hit the foam.
somewhere.
Yep. So, Nathan, last year, right here on this floor, the tables were turned. It wasn't this big of a lead, but it seemed like a lock for Kailey. Sharon Wallace shot her last arrow. Kailey then, all she needed was an 10. Shot an 8 high. Sharon Wallace ended up winning.
Yeah.
The feeling was that it was a lock. Kailey came back this year, won in Foley, got her revenge, but now here she is, just shot her way into the second position and can do no worse.
Yeah. These ladies have battled against each other. So Kailey has been shooting as long as I can remember.
Forever.
I remember her when she was maybe 14, 13 out here at these events.
She used to travel the world. And
Yep. Now, I'm not going to reveal her age. I don't think that's proper. But I'm going to say she's in her 20s.
So, I am going to reveal an age here because I asked her if I could, and that's Sharon Wallace. Actually, I don't know the exact age. What I know is that she's over 50, and she's the only one out here who is that age. And Nathan, as I've said, once you hit that 5-0, things start falling apart. And so she's out here over 50 competing with these younger ladies, best in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And not just beating them. I mean, let's be honest here. She's dominating.
Yeah. My guess is she's still going to pull out a little magnifier to set that sight. But she's look. Oh. I think she was getting ready to pull out the magnifier. But she is dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating.
Yeah, I asked her, I was like, do you mind if I talk about your age? You know, I know you're supposed to. She was like, heck yeah, go ahead. Because she knows that she is competing with folks a lot younger, and she's winning.
Oh, just right over it.
Got a 5. That's okay. So now
Sharon
doesn't even need to shoot it.
Right.
But She's got an arrow. I think she's going to wait until someone says, hey, Sharon, you know you don't need to shoot this. I don't know if she knows.
Oh, yeah, she knows. She knows. She's waiting for directions from Josh because Josh is pitching something to her. He's selling her something.
Here we go.
So we're waiting to hear what Josh says.
So Josh offered her, she shoots a 14, she can give away a target.
So the win is already in the bag.
It's in.
Sharon
She
Wallace
doesn't need to
is
shoot
your
it.
champion.
She doesn't need to shoot it. So,
But they're trying to get. Yeah.
You missed the target, you still win.
Sharon's just making sure. Are you sure? If I miss, I'm going to win no matter what.
Game over. Yes. Game over, Sharon.
She wants to be sure. So, yeah. She hits a 14. She's going to give away the target to a kid in the audience. But she's double checking. Here she goes. I have a feeling they may let her give away the target anyway.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to know that.
No. Get it.
Oh, just right.
Just right.
Good effort. Good effort.
Yep. There you go. He did tell her she can give it away anyway. I knew he'd do that.
Yeah.
You can't announce that to the audience and then say, oh, well, no target given away. But congratulations, Sharon Wallace. Back-to-back wins. But this one in dominating fashion.
Oh, yeah. This is the kind of win that can win Shooter of the Year for you. I make that statement a lot.
Yeah.
That you can't win a tournament on day one, but you can lose it. But I tell you what you can do on day one. You can get a huge lead for day two.
Yeah.
Where you don't win it, but you can get awful close. So the same ideology applies to Shooter of the Year that we saw Tim Gillingham do earlier today, where he come in with a 16-point lead, and it just pads that Shooter of the Year, total. So
that girl in the purple hat is our target winner, in case you couldn't tell by the reaction. So she's going to take home one of our targets, but here comes Sharon Wallace to pick up the headset. And Sharon Wallace, we were just talking back-to-back wins, but this one felt more, this one wasn't just a win, you dominated this one. How does that performance feel?
I don't have words, obviously. It was just everything was smooth the whole weekend. Shots were going off real well. I had a couple oopsies, but it just, I don't even have words. It just, everything went smooth. The shots were incredible. All my sponsors, Matthews, and of course the band, that's all, another thing that's been really, really helping me with my shooting. I've been shooting these crazy scores now, and I just have so much confidence, and you got to with these women, because these women just, they're hungry. And I'm no little young girl anymore, so I have to practice a lot. But just to be able to win back-to-back, that's just, there's no words for it.
Well, if you can give away a target every event, you're going to have to find, each event, just pick out a kid before the event happens. And
I know. I'll be like, 'cause it's like they all, and you're like, you want to pick them all. You want to pick them all. But so I was glad that I was able to give them one. So
awesome shooting on the weekend, Sharon.
Thank you
just
so much.
Amazing.
Thank
Congratulations, Sharon. Easton Hoyt Pro-Am champ in Women's Pro. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in Bossier City for the Easton Hoyt Pro-Am, our final event of the night, Open Pro.